Hello, guys. I am Shane Davis, 20-year comic book veteran. I'm here again with Yanzi Lynn, and we are going to talk about absolute DC and the absolute disaster, which is what they're doing with Superman, by the way. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. But before we do, please take a moment, look down below, hit like, subscribe, ring the bell for notification. Okay, here we go. We got Jason Aaron talking about absolute Superman, a little bit more dangerous and a little bit more raw. Now, we're going to get into this, what they're doing, why being edgy seems cool, and then we're going to talk about the logistics of corporate comics and why this is happening to your favorite comic book characters. Let's go. He goes a little bit more raw. That doesn't mean we're trying to make a dark, edgy Superman who goes around killing babies. I know all you guys out here on YouTube are looking for a YouTube version of Superman that kills babies, but they're not going to give you that. I want you to be surprised. I want you to be excited, maybe a little bit fearful and worried about the direction. All right. Trust me, this comes from a place of love. This is going to be a story that's going to make you happy, but surprising you constantly along the way, which I think to me is like the greatest thing I can do as a comic writer. Yeah, a new story. Take that, go do a new story. There you go. Surprise me with a new story with a new character. For people who don't know, this is Jason Aaron, and this is the new version of Superman. Now, a little tidbit over here, Krypton is different. His place in Krypton, his parents' place in Krypton, and his relationship with them. That's all different now. Everything's different. Different's the key word here, guys. Let's make mental note of that. How he came to Earth is different. What happened when he got here? Guess what? That's going to be different too. The story doesn't start in Metropolis. Well, it never did. It started in Kansas. It actually started in Krypton. It just starts in Brazil in a diamond mine. Yes, that's exactly what I wanted to know. That's the Superman I want. Is a Superman that is handling blood diamonds in Brazil. His place in the world has changed. Doesn't have a family, and he doesn't have a home. Well, his connection to Earth is different. All that said, you can assume as part of that, his life in Kansas wasn't what we think it should be. Okay, so obviously this is a different type of Superman, different type of suit, legally distinct from any type of version that's out there or exists. For people who don't know, DC Comics is getting ready to redo Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. Those are the three main hitters, followed up by a Martian Manhunter book that nobody has ever asked for. A Green Lantern book, a Flash book, whole different universe. Now, for people, it's like, Shane, maybe this book isn't for you. You're right. It's not. It's not even for Superman. This is everything that sounds like it wants to be a brand new character. So why not just go out there and make a new character? You know, why not create your own comic? Why not make a new superhero for DC Comics? Why not add to the existing roster of our favorite superheroes in tights? Why wouldn't you just take this story, everything about it, everything I read to you? Why not just make a new character out of thin air? What do you think, Yanzi?
Well, I'm reading through this synopsis, and all I can tell you is that this does not sound anything like Superman. None of that whole Kansas farm boy raised by the Kens, a goody two-shoe, basically. None of that is there at all. Like, are you sure this is Superman? Did they just borrow the name and nothing else is the same?
He does seem to have a cape. He does seem to have black hair, different haircut, no spit curl. The S is becoming less and less recognizable as an S on the chest. No shorts. Obviously, there's some sort of like energy armband things happening with this Superman. So everybody's confused about it. Like, they're like, who wants this version of Superman? Why am I going to give this a shot? Like, and I can tell you why. Because in 10 years, Superman will be in the public domain along with Batman and Wonder Woman. A lot of these characters, just like Sherlock Holmes, Dracula, Mickey Mouse, Steamboat Willie. And right at the day after Steamboat Willie was public domain, there were already movie trailers up for it. Obviously, more like jump scare, Five Nights at Freddy type of thing. But That's how this is going to work. This is why this book is happening. I know it's the writer's duty to come out there and act like they're coming from a very genuine place and that they have the best wishes for this whole new adventure. And we're going to shock and surprise you and awe you with this brand new Superman story that you've never heard of. And it's so different that it doesn't even look like the character. Well, that's all by design. That's all by design. I have been on the end of this when I worked on Superman Earth 1. I had to fight to keep Red Trunks on that character in that book because it was in DC's best interest to make that character wear gloves, get rid of the red shorts, make a version of the character as the Siegel and Schuster case was happening at the time, that they would own a version or at least give them leverage in that case. Now, all of this fighting over Superman all these years and for Warner Brothers to end up with it and a settlement with the family is kind of a lot for nothing for a short amount of time, because eventually you in 2034 can go make your own Superman. He just can't have kryptonite. He just can't be weak by kryptonite and he can't fly. But anything else you can do with Superman. You can basically have the red shorts, the haircut. He can jump through the air, all that stuff. He just can't fly. As long as you always make sure he's not flying, you're good. But do know everything else is on a timestamp too. Eventually, kryptonite will be public domain. You can have Lois Lane. Eventually, Lex Luthor will be public domain. This character has a expiration date as far as corporate value goes, because pretty soon everybody can do Superman, and most studios will, rival studios will try to one up Warner Brothers and do their own version of Superman. And they won't just do a version of Superman. They will put a unique stamp on their version of Superman that now becomes their version of Superman. How do you do that? Easily by giving a new superpower to him, something that he's never had before. And that's exactly what DC Comics is trying to do now with their new version of Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman. All of this is just a way to make a variant, just like Miles Morales and Spider-Man, that undoubtedly the company will own. What do you think?
So we all know what happened when Steamboat Willie became public domain. Suddenly there were all these weird horror-esque gore movies, games, whatever, featuring a certain familiar-looking mouse. So the key aspect is that everyone seems to straight away go to the edgy version of it, not a clean, wholesome Steamboat Willie thing. So I kind of see the same thing happening with Superman.
Right.
Superman has this clean, wholesome family boy image thing happening for him. So the moment he becomes public domain, everyone's going to be like, well, to make him legally distinct, the easiest way is to make him edgy. I don't know, like doing all kinds of crazy stuff. Is that why Jason Aaron is kind of trying to make him edgy already? So they can say, well, we already made him edgy. You can't do that anymore.
Probably. I kind of believe so. But I also think we will see tons of variants of Superman and Wonder Woman and Batman, those main three, because those are kind of their oldest classic characters that are all coming public domain. They're all going to start doing this with them. There's going to be multiple variants. What does that mean for Warner Brothers? Well, Warner Brothers right now isn't in great shape. For people that don't know, if you keep up with that, they're actually losing money just by sitting there. Warner Brothers actually, this is crazy. They're basically at the end of quarter 2, 2024, they're $7 billion less than what Discovery bought Warner Brothers for. The value of stock in Warner Brothers has went down. Now, there's all these reasons why, but the reason I bring this up is a lot of the value of this studio is the IP it owns, whether that be Looney Tunes. Imagine Looney Tunes used to be a really big thing, right? The DC superheroes, Superman t-shirts, Batman, the fact that these characters can be on Hershey candy bars in your grocery store, that is money that goes to this company. That is the value of the company, is some of these transmedia characters that they own. Now, and these characters are of super value because they can become a video game, they can be a toy, they can be a comic book, obviously, a t-shirt, all of that stuff. But these characters are not an actor, meaning that these characters should, in theory, survive the test of time. And they should be able, just like an intellectual property like James Bond, be able to recast Superman over and over and over again and constantly be able to make a Superman movie. Now, what if you don't own Superman one day? What if you don't own Batman one day? What if just stick with Batman? What is Warner Brothers worth if it doesn't actually own Batman and anybody can make Batman? This is a big issue for the studio. In 10 years, in my opinion, 10 years is not a lot of time to get a new version of these characters to stick to the public eye. Marvel scratched a lottery ticket, and I still scratch my head about it, but Miles Morales took off. It wasn't exactly hot fire in the comic circle, but people did accept that character, and people appreciated Miles Morales, especially after the Spider-Verse movie. It was a hit. I'm not so sure DC is capable of that. In a way, some of the characters like Batman and Superman, they're kind of the staple of what a superhero is supposed to be. And that's kind of a trap that they're stuck in. Any type of variant of Superman, of Batman, for the most part, fails. Very rarely does DC Comics get one of these characters to stick. And even when they do, like a character like in the 90s with the death of Superman, like Steel or Superboy, somehow DC Comics still messes that up, even though people like those characters. They kind of did not nurture them over time. And now they just rarely does anybody care about these characters like they used to. So anyways, if you guys will, leave us a comment below. Let us know what you think about all of that. Also, Inglorious Rex, our third book in this series, a whopping $140,000. If you guys will, please go check this out on 9livescomics.com or Indiegogo. You can also back or buy in our store Inglorious Rex 1 and 2, and they ship out the next day. If you want to check this out, this is our Monster Mayhem book. I'll leave you guys with a trailer for this smash hit comic, and we'll catch you guys again with another video.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. Truth always hurts worse. Doing good till first, reverse, now you last. Blast of the past. It's cool though. Last card, play it right. Uno. We never let up. Been down forever. Sick man, we fed up. Know that we tired. Wake up the beast that's been sleeping inside. It's time to ride. We ready to slide. Hard-headed, I will not listen. If you do not get it, that's your bad. Yeah. Keep up in the sky like we see you feet up. Metal meets metal, it's no keeping up. Sniper division, it's no seeing us. This here is earned, ain't no hookups. So if you wanna eat, gotta cook up.